Welcome to the Mindful Hearts Essay Outline Tutorials. In this video, we're going to cover all of the pieces of body paragraphs. These paragraphs will be your longest paragraphs in your essay, and this will be the section where you really prove your point and provide evidence to back you up. So let's get started. The first part of your body paragraph, or any body paragraph, is your topic sentence. A topic sentence should be only one sentence long, and it's basically a mini thesis that covers each of your subpoints from your thesis roadmap in your introduction, just like the example over here on the right. The next main part is your textual evidence. Textual evidence is anything you use from an outside source, meaning anything you didn't come up with on your own. This could be a direct quotation from a book, article, web page, or short story, or it could be a paraphrasal of a picture, video, or story. To paraphrase just means to explain someone else's ideas or work in your own words. This is especially useful for explaining long stories quickly or explaining visual elements that can't be quoted. However, when you can, direct quotations are always preferred in order to avoid plagiarizing. When you use a piece of textual evidence, whether through direct quotations or paraphrasing, you always need to provide a citation, again, to prevent plagiarizing. Most academic essays are written in MLA style. For more information on MLA style and other common style guides, we encourage you to go to Purdue University's online writing lab called Purdue OWL. But some general guidelines for citations are listed here, and they include always introducing your quotation. Just like in the example up here, that's the section before the quotation marks. You should never have a sentence without any of your own words in it. Next, you use quotation marks when you use a direct quotation, so the reader knows that these are not your own words here. So that's what these are here. Then you're going to provide an in-text citation after the quotation. So that's what's in this parentheses here. In MLA format, that means putting the author's last name and the page number you found the quotation on in parentheses at the end. However, if you use the author's name earlier in the sentence, like I do in this example where I say Kingston says that, then you don't have to include the name again in the parentheses. So you would just have the page number, which is what I do here. If you don't know the author's name, you simply put the title of the piece that you're quoting. And if there aren't page numbers in your source, you'll just exclude that piece of information and you don't replace it with anything. Next is your explanation and connection section. This is where you will take the time to make your quote or paraphrasal make sense in your specific context. To do so, you first want to take a sentence or two and explain what your quotation or paraphrasal even means within your context, like I do in this first section of the example over here before the highlighted section. Then the next section is all about making connections, which means you explain exactly how your evidence proves or supports your thesis, like I do in the highlighted section here. This section together should take up the majority of your body paragraph, and it should be your longest section. So your textual evidence should be really short compared to your explanation and connections. However, while you're outlining, you don't actually have to write all of this out yet. I usually just jot down my ideas for connecting the evidence to my thesis and bullet points for this section. And then later I go back and elaborate on them once my whole outline is finished and I begin the writing stage. Finally, you'll add one or two quick conclusion sentences where you simply wrap up everything you've proved so far in the paragraph. While you're still in the outlining and planning stage of your writing, again, you don't need to fill this section in. I usually leave it blank and write it once I'm finished fleshing out the whole paragraph first, because that makes it much easier. And that covers the body paragraphs. For more example essay paragraphs like the one I used in the slides, you can check out the PDF on the landing page. And to learn more about outlining and writing an introduction and a conclusion, you can check out the other videos from this series.